Hello YouTube, my name is Sascha Gerakomburg and I'm the lead programmer of the project Dragonstorm. Today I want to show you what we have done in the last roughly 4 months of our development cycle in our game. Keep in mind that everything is still very early in development and that everything might change, so something like animations, textures, basically the entire world could change. Sometimes we are using assets that we have made, so that the 3D developers have made, and sometimes we're just using something from the Unity store, just to make it look a little bit prettier. In our presentation, we are going to hop between the play mode and the scene mode. For the guys that are unfamiliar with Unity, I'm going to show you what I mean. So the play mode is this one here, where my entire screen will be filled, and obviously right now I can't move around, but yeah, I'm going to play the game basically. So this is the view that we're going to have if I'm in play mode. And in scene mode, I can freely roam around, as you can see on the right hand side here, and show you stuff that is in the world, how we as developers will see the world. This will help me to show you a couple of features that are not 100% implemented, or I'm able to show you something that I can't do in-game. Let's say, for example, moving an entire building like this well here is something that I only can do, obviously, in the scene view and not in the playing view. So let's hop into the game and go for the first feature that I'm going to show you, which is the Lego housing. So in our current version of the game, if you start up the game, you will only have 2 buttons here: start a server and find a server. In the future, you will be able to not start a server. You can host games locally and stuff like this. But right now we are playing on just around with server-based stuff. So you can click on start server and then hop into the class creation menu. So obviously this is where your hero, if you have one on this server already, so your hero will be here. All the stats will be something like in an info panel on the right hand side, or you will be able to create a new one, so a new mage or a new warrior right now. As you know from Discord, or if you don't know from Discord, definitely go over to Discord and take a look. You know that those classes are not going to be the only classes that we are going to implement, but for now we have started only with the warrior and the mage. The mage is not functional right now, it's just here so that I could test the functionality, but the warrior is. So let's click on the warrior. The warrior class is selected by default anyway, and if we click on play, we are going into the world. And as mentioned, I am going to show you the player housing first. So the first thing you will notice that there are 2 houses, obviously. And the one on the left hand side is, first of all, way smaller than the one on the right hand side. As well as you are able to see that the texture is totally different. So for example, on the left hand side it's quite flat. This is because the left-hand side house was the first iteration, so we were totally new to Unity, and we were fiddling around with stuff. And yeah, so from the start of this one here, from this texture here, right now the texture that we have are like this, and those are not the final versions either. So for example, you can see that there is a little bit of depth in the stones itself, and this will obviously be even a little bit better in the game once we're going to release it. You've probably wondered why I said Lego housing. I will show you this in the scene view, because in the game I unfortunately can't show you the Lego housing stuff, so let's hop into it. Lego housing gives us the opportunity to use just a couple of prefabs. For the guys that don't know what prefabs are, every single part that you can see in here. So you see that this one here is a different part than this one here. So this is a prefab, and this is just copied multiple times over here, so that you can use them multiple times. So this is basically, so every single piece that you can see here. So for example, this wall is one prefab, and so on. This little door wall is one. This window with the wall is one, and so on. And this gives us a couple of opportunities. So in our first iteration, we did not have that at all. We had like a couple of pieces, but I'm going to show you on the right hand side here. So for example, those were a little bit parts, but you can see already that the entire roof is like one big object, and definitely the Lego housing is an upgrade to this. What Lego housing gives us is, and not just us, the players as well. I'm going to show you first what it gives the developers as options, and afterwards I'm going to show you what the players will receive because of it. Is, for example, we can make or use one house, and we can just rearrange a couple of things and make the house totally look different. So I'm going to show you this in this example right now. Obviously not the entire house is going to be looking totally different because the textures are still the same, but you will get the idea once I'm done. So let's move the roof a little bit. Where is the roof of this house? There we go. So this one here, we'll move this a little bit up so that we get rid of this, so that we can take a look in the interior here. So what we can do, for example, is that we are going to move out this one here because we don't need it right now. We would like to catch the door over here, move this over there, duplicate the door so that we have two of them, then move this one here out of it because we don't need it anymore. Take this door that we just duplicated and put it on the left hand side over here. By the way, it will not be pretty, I'm just doing this right now on the fly just to show you what I mean. Duplicated this one here, put it like in here, and if I would put a wall now inside of this here, so let's imagine that that I put a wall in here now, then the one family house that we had before just turned into a two family house. Obviously it's not changing the entire house yet, but I think you get the idea. And the more pieces we have, so the more Lego pieces we have, the more of a variation we are going to have. I already built something previously to this video here in like just roughly 20 minutes, because I took the entire, I took a couple of those pieces here and made a tavern out of this. As I said, built this in a couple of minutes, so I did not put any windows anywhere. Obviously you want to have a couple. But yeah, so this is how a tavern could look like. So I'm going to go inside a little bit. You have to envision here that there are like tables and chairs over here. Then over here is the bartender. The bar is like over here. The liquor stand and stuff is like over here. And you can see already that there are stairs going up like this. And over here, the tavern obviously gives the opportunity to like rent a room. And over here, obviously without the stairs, but I only had the door frames with the stairs. You can use to like build a couple of rooms, put a bed here, a nightstand or something, put a wall in between because, you know, give the people a little bit of privacy. But yeah, this is what Lego housing is giving us from the get-go already. So we can have plenty of things. Another cool thing that we can do is that we can override our textures with other textures. Right now we don't have wooden textures for this, so I'm going to use something that is not really made for it. I just want to show you the opportunity that we get here. Let's take a look at this one here. I think this one here. Yeah, so obviously, as I said, the texture is not made for this one, but now, bam, this is now a wooden one. Oh, can I not use this on this one? Okay, it's not working for those. I don't know why. It's here. Can I click on this? there we go. So now it works, and now if I obviously do this for like all of them, then it would look like a wooden house. But as I said, it's not made for this texture, so but I think you get the idea that we are going to get. I've reverted all the changes in between the cuts. Now I would like to show you or talk about the opportunities that we are going to give you as the player. So, for example, we are going to have player-built houses in our game, and with the Lego housing, we are able to give you all the creativity or all the tools that you need to actually build your house the way you would like to. So, for example, if you would like to have stairs leading up on the outside to like over here or something, you could basically do this. So you could move those stairs. So you just buy them at, I don't know, a store or something, or in our menu or whatever. And you could put like stairs over here, or let's say this is something that is going to be a little bit easier for me to show you right now. Let's say you would like to have multiple doors for whatever reason. This is your house, so I'm not going to judge. You would like to have multiple doors in front. So what you can do is then just go to the menu, and you will be able to do so. And and now you have 3 doors in here. As I said, it's not going to look pretty. I'm just going to like show you what you actually can do. In the final version of the game, the doors or every single piece will like snap to the other and stuff like this. But as I said, it's not implemented yet. This is just me showing you what we are planning for the future, for the game, and what you can do. And obviously, you will have multiple different textures of it. You can make it look like damaged or whatever we can come up with. Let us know in the comments what you think about the Lego housing. We really are excited about it because it's not just a developer tool so that we can build multiple houses with the same kind of pieces, but we can actually just give the house different looks with just a couple of different house pieces, and I think it's really cool. But yeah, let's hop to the next feature. The next feature is actually 3 features. It's the inventory feature, the pickup items feature, and the drop items feature. So we are back in the game, and as you can see, they are going to tell you pick them up, even though it's reverse. Just turn around in this direction and you will see. And yeah, we're going to pick up a rock, and we're going to pick, even though it doesn't tell us to pick it up, we're going to pick up the sword over here. And they are in our inventory now. The inventory is not final yet, obviously. It's quite ugly right now, but usually as a programmer, I'm a little bit ahead of the graphics guys, so I already have my functionality in, and I have to work with whatever graphic skills I have, and they are really limited. And but yeah, let's show you what what we can already do. So you can switch the items as well. There's a tooltip already. So this is a stone, this is a steel sword. We can switch them if you want to, as well as you can actually drop them into the game world. So let's say that you played I don't know, on a Wednesday evening, but your friend couldn't make it, and you find a steel sword for him, which is better than the one that he's wearing right now, and he's the warrior and you're the mage, so you actually don't need the sword at all. You can just drop it into the game world, and wherever your mouse is right now, when you let loose of the mouse, it will drop from the sky, kind of. There it is, and there we go. It's rolling on the floor right now. This is something that is going to be fixed. It's rolling on the floor because it has a sphere collider. In the final game, it will have a proper collider, and obviously it will be a little bit bigger because right now it's quite small. So if you want to pick it up, you really have to aim at it. And so, but I picked it up again. So we have the steel sword and the stone again. And now you probably see, the first time I opened my inventory, it was the stone first and the steel sword second. Now it's the other way around because I picked up the steel sword last. and obviously I switched them around as well. Another thing that is connected to the inventory system is obviously the character screen, and you have to have a little bit of imagination to actually see what I mean here, but I think it's quite obvious. So this is where the helmet goes, this is where the shoulder goes, and so on. And as I said, my graphical skills are really limited, so I have to wait until the graphics guy give me a couple of images and so on, and a better system of this here. But for now, this works, so I'm fine with it. And what it is working already, it doesn't. So those steel swords don't have any attributes right now. This is something that obviously will be in the game. So there's no strength on them, there's no vitality on them or something. So we're not going to get more damage or more health if we equip it. But in the final game, this will be the case, obviously. The steel sword can be dragged on top of the shoulder one, but if I let loose of the mouse, you will see that he does not care because it is not a shoulder. So we have to actually put it on the main hand, and then you can, equip it. And you can unequip it as well if you want to already. And so this system is working already. It only lets the steel sword be dropped on top of something that is really just the main hand. The stones will be part of the crafting system, so we will have like a little bit of a crafting system, but this is for the next video. In this video we're not going to cover the crafting system yet because we don't have something to show for it. As mentioned already in the last part, I am usually a little bit ahead of our graphics team, so I have to get creative with implementing new stuff. For example, this trapdoor here and this gate here is already functional, but I just have to wait until I get a trapdoor and a gate from the graphics team so that we can actually use it in our game. As you can see, they're already functional, so I can open the trapdoor and I can close it if I want to. And I can open and close it how I want to. Or I can open a gate, or I can close a gate. So not pretty, but as I said, I'm a little bit ahead of the graphics guys right now. So I hope they will catch up at in one time, but I think they will. So don't worry. The next thing I'm going to show you, because I am right now creating the very first dungeon, and for the guys that have been on our Discord server, you already know that we have our first layout of the dungeon already, and I am going to show you that right now. The teleportation over to the dungeon already works as well, as you can see here. But I'm not going to show you, as you can see, it's quite ugly. I'm going to show you this in the scene view, so be right back. The guys that have been active on our Discord already might remember this shape here. It's obviously the one for the dungeons, or for the very first dungeon. And I'm going to explain you a little bit about the dungeon. Obviously, this is done with my limited graphical skill again, so everything is white, everything is just a plane, and I even have gaps in between like the walls and stuff like this. So you will see like here, this is like inside of each other and stuff like this. The reason why I'm doing this is because it is my dungeon that I wanted to create, and I wanted to give the graphical guys already like something that they can look at, so that they can envision what I have in mind for the first dungeon. The dungeon will be an underground prison. I'm not going to spoil too much about the dungeon, so if you're worried about spoilers, don't worry. There will be only one spoiler, but I already posted that on Discord as well, with the torch lever. For the guys who know already about it, you will know where it is, and for the guys who don't know, like if you're just new to YouTube here, on my channel, then you're going to be able to listen to that now. As I mentioned, it will be an underground prison, and this is how it will look like. So you just saw the other video, and I just wanted to make sure that you understand it correctly. So this is not how the dungeon will exactly look like. This is an asset that we found on the Unity store, which is not from us, but you get the feeling of the thing. We're going to do everything ourselves, so we're not going to use assets from the Unity store. At least not this one. We might use a couple in the future, but not this one. We're going to do the dungeon on our own. But yeah, you get the lightning, and yeah, in general, so the vibe that the dungeon has. Yeah, for the guys that don't know or haven't been on Discord, so this was just a normal human kind of prison, an underground prison. And it got now overrun by necromancers, and I don't know, something like occult is going on there, and yeah, you will figure it out. I don't know if we're going to present the background story via quests already in the demo, but obviously in the live game there will be something that is leading you towards this place, and yeah, you can unravel his secrets. Yeah, I'm going to explain a little bit about the dungeon right now. So you are going to enter over here. So those are supposed to be stairs. As you can see, there's like a slope played right now. As I said, my graphical skills are limited, so I don't want to waste like my time on graphic stuff, because they are going to or the graphic guys that I'm working with are going to redo this here anyway. So I just used a plane for the stairs and so on. So you're going to be like going through a portal, and then you will end up here. And yeah, if you go like over here, then the portal will bring you back over to the real world. Yeah, you go with your friends in here. I'm not going to tell you where the monsters are going to be. I'm going to explain you how it will look like. On the left hand side, there will be where the soldiers have been sleeping and I don't know, playing little gamble games or whatever. Just to get rid of the time that they have to spend down here. So there will be a couple of tables and chairs and I don't know. So general. So this is like the sleeping and living room for the soldiers, or it has been at least. As I said, it got overrun by necromancers, so it might have a little bit changed. But you will already, or you will still see a couple of beds and what has been there. Over to the right hand side, there will be where the armor stands and the weapon stands are, and where the soldiers got then armed. And obviously this will be a little bit themed with the necromancy stuff as well. Yeah, if you have explored those areas, you want to walk all the way in through this hallway, and this is going to be where your first boss room is going to be. So over here. You're going to fight the boss. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but we have something in mind like the Diablo 2 monstrosity, the blacksmith that you find there, and yeah, it's kind of like a big ass monstrosity that you're going to fight in here. After that, you have 3 decisions to make, or actually 1 decision to make and 3 options. You can go to the left hand side, you can go straight, or you can go to the right hand side. Left hand side is going to lead you towards a couple of prison cells, and a little bit of stairs here as well. And yeah, you just go down here, go look at the prison cells. There might be something, or not, who knows. As I said, not going to spoil too much. And if you go north, then you are going to find a couple more prison cells, and this room over there is where the interrogation has been taken place. So there will be like torture, what is it, like the Iron Maiden stuff, and the spikes chairs and so on. So there was where the interrogation would have taken place. I'm not going to spoil too much about the place, it's really gross. After you have taken a look at those areas, or if you're not interested in those areas at all, you will go immediately to the east, which is then this corridor here, and this is kind of where it ends for now, because the first dungeon will be split into 2 or 3 parts. We're not sure about the third part yet. But yeah, for now, this is where it will end. This circle here is not an area, actually not like a big ass room. It will be like a circular stair that is going down. So this is where you will go like in a circle, going lower and lower and lower and lower to the even lower parts of the prison. And yeah, here it comes to like the spoiling part that I already did in the preview of this dungeon is there will be a torch lever somewhere here where you can open a door and then you will find a secret room. Not going to talk too much about the secret room. You can get the information that we have about this room on our Discord if you want to. But yeah, if you don't want to get spoiled at all, then just ignore that one. So yeah, but basically that's it for our, dungeon part or dungeon feature. And yeah, let's hop to the next one. The next system I want to show you is the quest system. So I have these really nice graphical art quest NPCs here. And quest NPC number 2 is going to give us a quest if we are going to be close enough and hit the E button. As I said, it's just a placeholder thing, and this one here, so the entire system is completely made around placeholders, but the functionality is there. So you will get a button where there's like the quest or something, and if you click on the quest, it says, if I move over to the right hand side, you can see it a little bit better. So it says like the quest name, the description, you need to kill 10 skeletons, you get a little bit of experience, you get a little bit of gold, and you get an item. It says bronze gloves, but this is going to be steel gloves, I think, that I put in there. So I have to rewrite this a little bit, but that's okay. Gold is not working right now, so you're not going to get gold, but you will get experience. I'm going to talk about the experience system a little bit later on, but if you take a look on the top left hand side over here, there's this red bar. This is the experience bar right now, and it says 0 out of 100 experience. So once we are turning in this quest, you will be able to level up. So just keep an eye on this. Once I turn this in, I'm going to re-inform you once we're going to do this. And as we don't have a fighting system right now, every single time I run into the skeleton, so this one here, then I will get 1 kill. So we're actually not killing the skeleton. As I said, the fighting system isn't working right now, so I had to write a workaround for it, so that the quest system is already working. Another thing that I did is I implemented a key to actually increase the kills of my skeletons. So we're going to accept the the quest, and over there, this is the sword damage guy is the skeleton, and if we took it our quest book, which is going to be quite ugly as well, but it's functional. So we're going to open with the L, and then if you click on the first quest, you will see, I hope that you are able to see this on YouTube, that the amount is 0 out of 10 skeletons, and once I run into the skeleton, there we go, I should have hit it, I hope. Yes, actually I hit it multiple times. As I said, this will be functional once the combat system is in. So we have killed it 4 times. I'm going to hit the button, so the J button now 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I hit L again, then you will see that the amount has been turned to 10 out of 10. So we can go back to our NPC now, and we can turn in the quest. As you can see, it's still the accept button is here, but you saw that beforehand there was the accept and then the deny button. And now it has turned the denial button into complete. I need to just get rid of the accept button in the future, so that you can't accept the quest once again. And you can click on complete. You don't see it right now, most likely, but if you take a look at the bottom left-hand side here, if you go back a little bit in the YouTube video, it says rewarded the player with steel gloves. There's right now currently a bug that it gives us 2 steel gloves, but that's something that is going to be obviously fixed in the future. And if you open the if you open this panel here, then you can actually put them over to the gloves panel. So those gloves are working already as well. Actually, I forgot to tell you that you should have taken a look at the top left-hand side, because we got experience and we actually leveled up. Because out of the 0 out of 100 experience that we had before, we now have 200 out of 400. It said that the quest said that we only get 100 experience. I think I turned it to 200, so that it would actually level up or something. I don't know how why that is not there anymore. So let's go over to the experience system. The experience system is done already as well, and if you paid close attention, then in the last time I showed you this panel here, the strength button wasn't there. That's because I had no skill points to spend, but now I'm level 1, you just have to believe me, so we're starting with like level 0, and so now I'm level 1. We have, so for every single level that you get 5 skill points, and the functionality is in. It's quite ugly right now, but as everything is, it's still like very early in development, so bear in mind that we are really just like 3 or 4 months into development yet, and that this will be definitely changed, and once the graphics guys get their hand on this system, then we're going to make it look pretty and stuff. So I've spent 1 point, and every point is going to give you 1 strength. We're going to obviously not just have strength and vitality, we're going to have intelligence, agility, and maybe some other kind of stuff in there. I've spent already 1 skill point, and we're going to spend the other 4 skill points on strength as well. So let's do this. And now you see that the button has gone away. This is because I ran out of skill points, and now I have no skill points left, so my strength is on 25 right now. But if we run over this little cube here, I think it gives 100 experience, I'm quite sure. And if you take a look at the top left-hand side over here, then you will see that the experience is going to be increased. There we go. And 300, so it's giving us, now it's only giving 50. Okay, there's a bug. So I found another bug. I don't know why it's giving different kind of expensive amounts of experience. But anyway, you're going to get experience if you run over it, so the system basically works. It's just a little bit of a bug. And now that we have leveled up again, so we're not in the 400 range, we're now in the 900 range again, we can spend another 5 points onto our strength. And once I have done this, the strength button goes away. The vitality button doesn't work right now. It's if I click on it, it doesn't do anything, because it's basically the same system. I just need to change the variables in the script a little bit, and that's basically it. So the system was working, and that's the only thing that I wanted to show you. You might have realized that that once I ran into the sword of this skeleton guy over here, that I did not receive any damage because I'm still on 100% HP. But I want to show you that the trap system or the damage system on the character is working already. So I'm going to run over the trap here, which is a nice little graphical skill of mine, which is just a cube. But if I run over it, you will see, there we go, I got damaged. So if I do it again, I will get damaged again. And if I run over it once more, I'm going to die. But we're not going to do this because I want to show you a couple of other features before we actually go over and, kill myself. The next thing that I'm going to show you is something that we have planned already for after the game. It's not going to be like a core part of the main game, but before you already start crying in tears or something, we are totally against microtransactions or DLCs. So the stuff that I'm going to talk about will be free of charge. It's not going to be an add-on or something. It will be just an additional place where you can go if our game is successful, and you can play this part of the game as well. So what is it? Obviously it has to do something with the ship, And yeah, what's better to do with ships than having pirates in the game? So I'm going to show you something that is already in the game. It's not interacting, unfortunately, with the waves entirely, but this is something that we are going to add once the basic game is done. So let's see what actually the ship does. And you can see already that it's like, yeah, bouncing up and down, like kind of realistic. But as I said, it's not going to interact with the waves yet. And once it has stopped bouncing, it will be actually like freeze in the position that it is in. So it's not realistic anymore. But the first couple of seconds, you saw that the ship was there. So obviously, this means that we are going to have sailing in the game. And this obviously is then leading us to that you can go to different places. And one of the different places that we have in mind is a pirate island. We want to shape it as a pirate skull, or like a skull in general, like the flags, the black flags with the skull on it. So the island will look like a skull. And yeah, we have a couple of ideas already about it. As I said, this is something for the very, very, very far future. So we're talking years from here. And obviously our game has to be a success to actually implement this. But yeah, we have already a couple of ideas that we would like to share, and we would like to know what you think in the comments or on our Discord server. Yeah, first of all, it's going to be sea battles, so that there will be other NPC pirates that are going around on the ocean or around the pirate area, and you are going to go there with your own ship, and yeah, then you can like shoot the cannons and stuff like this to actually kill the other ship, and maybe make them surrender so that you can take over their gold or whatever they have. Another thing is that we would like to implement pirate-themed weapons and clothing, so you either are going in there and steal it from the pirates that are in there, or, I don't know, we could have a quest where you are going to make quote-unquote friends with the pirates, and they are going to, like, sell sabers, captain, or pirate captain hats, you know the ones. Another thing that we would like to add is that you can have fun and get drunk in the taverns and complete little activities. We have a couple of ideas what kind of pirate-themed games you could play in there. I'm not going to spoil something right now too much because we're not 100% sure on those kind of features, but yeah. We want to add a quest where you can become the ruler of the pirates, so you can lead them and even, I don't know, like send them on missions or something, and they are going to give you gold or so for a little bit of treasure that they got, or like a percentage, like a fee or something like this. As I said, the options are kind of unlimited and really far in the future. We will have a quest where you figure out what happens to the Great Captain Blackwater. Again, I'm not going to spoil too much here. We have a cool quest in mind that we would like to add. And and the last thing that is going to be in there, or that we are planning for it, is that you can lift the darkness surrounding the treasures of Don Castellon. So this is something that we would like to add. We're going to, if the game is going to be a success, and if it is the case, then this is something that you can look forward to already. The last part of the video is going to show you something that I already showed you, but it has a little bit more to it. So I showed you already that you can actually get damaged, and I'm now going to kill myself in the trap here. So once we are going to like 0% HP, then you will see that our glorious hero has died. Obviously we can like still turn, but I can't move around, so you just have to believe me that I can't like hit WASD anymore. I mean I can, but I can't move anymore. Obviously the moving of the character should be turned off once we are dead as well, but I just wanted to show you that we have this already in as well. I really hope that you liked our progress so far, and let us know what you think about the game yet in the comments. As I said, it's roughly 3 to 4 months that we have really been developing on it. Beforehand, we had to get used to the engine itself, yeah, and stuff like this. So basically, get starting and think about what kind of features do we want to have in the game and stuff like this. So the development process, we're not just immediately diving into it, or actually I didn't. As a German, you know, the Germans, like 80% is planning, 20% is working. It's definitely true in this game here. So we have taken our time to think about what kind of features would we like to have in the game, and now we're like slowly but surely implementing them. The video that I just made will be something of a series. We're going to have one video, roughly one, not roughly, we're going to definitely have it on the last day of each month. So if the month has 31 days, then it will be the 31st, and if it only has like February 28 days, then it will be the 28th. So every single last day of the month we're going to release a video, and the next, or the second video will be the 31st of March. Yeah, and thank you that you made it so far, and definitely go ahead and let us know in the comments what you think about it. If you don't know about the Discord yet, I've mentioned it a couple of times already. It's going to be in the description, and yeah, let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.